Welcome to Understanding. We are your hosts. I'm Matrix. This is
the franchise. Franchising.
Introduce the guest, bro. Like,
Hold on,
what's going on?
I gotta let people realize that the franchise is still here, people.
I trying to figure out what's going on.
Man, I don't know who this boy is, but this the new commissioner, people. Congrats again, my brother.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for
This Kendall, new commissioner.
Kendall W. Thompson, eh?
Yes.
I can't wait. You the Thompson,
Oh, he's the
too?
Thompson. Oh, wow.
How come you don't light skin like Travis?
What? I don't stop that. Hey, what y'all trying to put me in?
But yeah, man, how you doing? You good?
He's one of the slaves who took Travis' name.
You mean he take my name? Let's flip that script now. He took my name. Oh, man.
But how's it been so far, man? I mean, it's only been, about a week, 2 weeks, but how's it been so far?
I mean, to be honest, so far, so good. For me, when I heard that, the president reached out to me and said, hey, man, there's an opening for commissioner. I think you'll be a suitable person for it. I said, listen, bro, to be honest with you, can I be honest in this space?
Yes, man. That's why you
I
are.
say, listen, bro, it's a reason I'm away from football, you know? I said, listen, no, man, things are going to be a little different. I bring a different pedigree, blah, blah, blah. Slapping up around you for lack of a better word. So I say, okay, then, I'll be on it. For me, when it comes down to the game of football, it's more, nobody's bigger than the institution, for one.
Facts.
That's my mindset. And eventually, we all age.
Yeah.
I remember when I was still playing at 20. Now I'm a little older than that, but I goes to show you the institution is still around. So, that's my mindset. So nobody's bigger than the institution. So that's my focus right there. So other than that, man, I've just been busy reaching out to one or two persons here and there, trying to get one or two things, in motion, get a feel for what it is. And also let them get a feel for who I am, in reference of,
And I want to applaud you too. I want to applaud Tito and his team, his executive team. A fresh face who knows the game. Like, you ain't have no allegiance or no team. You ain't no boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or no player. And that's what we need, man. There's a fresh face who know the game, as opposed to soccer players who trying to do American football.
You're still taking shots, bro.
I take shots. Bam, bam. Shots.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, now that we got that out of the way, I mean, can you give a brief introduction of yourself to, about sports to the BFFL and all of our listeners out there. Tell them who you are and a little background on your sports career.
Okay. Awesome. For me, sports started as just a way for me to be in the streets. I was saying when I see young kids up and down riding bike, and I know it's past that time, and they out there, I say, yeah, that's a roadie. And for me, I was a roadie, and if it wasn't a crate on the lamp pole, or it wasn't
basketball,
playing basketball or parking or anything of that sort, or whatever, batting ball and thing.
Parking, but that was the
that's what I'm saying.
So if people want people to say porky,
they mean in porky pig, they mean in parking.
So for me, sports started relatively early, just exploring what can I get into this, just get me out of the house, and thank God I was fortunate enough to have my parents, they know what I was doing out there playing.
Yeah.
So it started for me early. I did a little boxing with the late Boston Blackie Miller, for a while. After I got hit, I say, this ain't for me. So I say, you know what? Time to segue into something else. I had a little stint doing track and field, something of which I took all the way up to college. And what was so funny is that that was a skill that I had acquired in high school. Didn't do anything in track in a while. And that skill took me out of college, meaning that, after I was done with football, the coach was like, hey, you want to play, you want to do track? I say, yeah. And I was able to ride that straight through, get some free money and, just graduate.
Get your degree, but
cool.
That's the ultimate goal. Everybody goal in and make it to the NFL.
For me, that is where sports started. I was always around football because I grew up in the area of Windsor Park. So I grew up watching, dudes play on Windsor Park. And watch this could blow your guys' mind. I remember watching Rocket play, dude.
Well, shoot, you still could watch him play.
So I remember being a young, I remember being a young jet, watching Rocket play, back then. I was like, damn. And he was, listen, no drop off. The same person he is now, times 100 then.
Yeah, you know,
Rocky can take a hit, boy.
I played with him about in tackle. I played with him on the Sunburners, and then I played with him, I think, with Jets for about 2-3 years. Like, yeah. And like I always tell people, I mean, you have thought about this for as much and for how passionate he is about the game. I've never seen Rocky getting any problems on the football field. You ever thought about that?
He gets a little loud, but
yeah, but I mean, like to say, well, you know,
he's very disciplined.
Yeah,
he's very disciplined.
That's
football, though.
He's gonna
play within the line.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he plays with that anger. That's what they call
that passion.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot of people play better when they're, you know, that way, and he's one of them. You know, it works for him. Still working actually.
Well, there's a saying like for running backs, especially, you say, you know, you have running backs that run angry. Yes. That's the way they tell it in passionate.
But that's the O-line mentality. But if you play an O-line, you ain't mad. Something wrong.
Yeah. So
and that's why it's really irritating when I go against D-line when they don't talk back. I was be rude and disrespectful, but they would just look at me and smile. So like, God, I gotta talk with this way, mommy and I. Like, cause I play better when you mad at me and you cheap shot me. Okay, make me up.
And that's why I know he's like defending there. Like he put his mouthpiece in and you talking to him bad, you doing all kind of things. Like
that's it.
He don't say nothing.
That's like the Jerry Rice approach.
Yeah, like he ain't saying nothing at all. Like, I mean, okay, he catch a ball, he just walking back to the lane celebrating. Like, bro, like do something, you know what I mean? Like
fire me.
You know, we going at it, like, you know what I mean? Like give me something to motivate me. But I mean, again, that's just him, and he survived playing. Yeah. You know, so our next question, you know, how do you plan on bringing back a sense of stability and trust back to the office that you hold? I mean, the commissioner's office, because I don't know if you heard the past story, but you know,
I mean, that's a great question. Great question. I'm glad I'm here to answer it. First things first, a little bit about me when it comes down to that. I really don't get caught up on hearsay and so forth. I believe that in reference to stability with this league, you know, I mean, my predecessors have done a great job establishing, you know, football in the country again, even though it's not contact, but football.
Yes.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take it.
But apart from that, you know, when it comes down to stability, I was just having this conversation with President today, as well as Rod, as well, Mr. Knowles, the head referee. I was like, listen, guys, one thing that I personally I'm bullish on is organizations such as this, and I've been a part of a few of them. We have to find a way to give back, meaning that we have to find a way to, you play for who you play for this team, let's come together, let's put our differences aside, and let's see if we could get in the community. You know, do you say this is a community-centric game? We're trying to get various different audiences and persons of that sort. So our goal right now from the commissioner's office, I've started to have the conversation with the president, like I mentioned before, is to start becoming more, I guess, involved in communities, giving back corporate social responsibility, because it only makes sense. You know, we at the beginning of seasons, we ask organizations, hey, would you like to sponsor us? This is what we're doing. One like me, I tend to ask the questions, okay, I don't mind sponsoring you, but what is your giving looking like? Which is a big thing. I see a lot of organizations and even businesses as well, but this is not about them, but tend to kind of neglect the giving. So my thing is, if you want the next generation of athletes to follow suit and walk in your footsteps, you know, the next O-line, the next quarterback, receiver, whatever it is, you know, you have the first in part in them. So we have a lot of teams out there, whether it's ladies, gents, and so forth. I would like to see a more conglomerate effort from each team out in the community. Soup kitchens, doing whatever. Like, let's get active in the community, because guess what? Come game day, we're going to be looking for the community to support us.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's one of the things that the Office of Commissioner, in collaboration with the President and his executive team, that I really look forward to put in place, and just continue to get the word out there, man, because right now the predecessors have done their due diligence in the past. And I think it's going to take a lot of creativity to take it to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing it is, you know, that was one of the questions we were going to ask, you know, because I mean, it's becoming real hard to get sponsors, you know, because I mean, not only the fact that they look at how is your giving, but what do they get in return?
The product
you know what
on
I
the
mean?
field
Like,
also.
you can't just say, well, oh, yeah, well, we want you to sponsor us. We can go out there and win a championship. That's nothing for them. You know what I mean? It's just recreational. So, what do they actually get in return? I mean, and it's nice to hear that you and the president came on the show and you both said the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's showing that we heading in the right direction. You know what I mean? So I applaud you guys for that. And again, I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of Under Center and the Lions. We support you guys 100% with that.
100%.
Thank you very much.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate
So
that.
if there's
And to
anything
be
you
honest,
could give us
we
cause.
still gonna hold you accountable, because Tito, we know El Presidente, we know you. You're all upstanding guys and honest guys who we have a lot of faith and confidence in. But like I was telling people, be the voice of the people. So if anything's slacking, we could call you out on it.
I mean, and I'm glad you say that. That's fair. Because when you hold an office, such as the commissioner, president, or whatever executive C-suite office you hold, it's incumbent upon you to know that, hey, I'm not working for myself. I'm working for the people. If you look at the NFL, can I say the NFL? The NFL's commissioner, he doesn't work for the players. He works for the what? Team owners.
Yes.
He works for the 32 families and so forth. That's why you have NFLPL. They're responsible for the voice of the players. So
Agreed.
at the end of the day, I wouldn't ask for you to do nothing more than hold my foot or hold the executive team's foot to the fire. And if there are things that we had initially set out to do, pull us on the side, write a letter, table an email, whatever it is, and say, hey, listen, you mentioned you're going to do this. Why is it that it's not getting done? And we could appreciate that. Now, sometimes, things may get off track. We may get sidetracked based on the schedule and what's not. But
That's
at the same time,
that's life. Yeah.
this is why we set an itinerary of things to follow, and we expect to follow them. So I would appreciate that. Please do. Please do. And there are ways to, I'm going to pass the buck again, the ball to you. There are ways to calling persons out now. So if you're going to be calling, get executive persons out or commissioners out, let's try to do it in a more respective way.
Oh, of course.
And be
I mean,
professional about it.
so here's what's up. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, all of us here are professionals.
Absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes it's certain ways to deal with stuff. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, here at Under Center, that's how we do it. We give you a fair chance at it. Now, if we can't get your attention that way, then we can do what we have to do to get your attention. You know
That's
what I
fair.
mean?
That's fair.
And at the end of the day, if we
That's
got
media in general.
Yeah, if we got to cross that line, then, I mean, at the end of the day, it's no coming back from that kind of thing. It's like time to get rid of this person because, I mean, to be fair, I'll go to the past commissioner. The only problem we had with him was, he wanted his way and his way only. You understand what I'm saying? We trying to connect with not only him, but we trying to connect with the league. You know what I mean? And everything you're going against, and it's always what he wants and how he wants it. I wouldn't say some of the stuff that was being done, but at the end of the day, I mean, let us leave us. We hold the mic. When you saying it to the few people that you have in your circle, we saying it to the world.
Yeah.
And when I say the world, I mean the world. I mean just like 31 countries.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so some of them I don't even know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I'm guessing. So after this, I'm going to be famous. Then after that,
Hopefully, shout out to them listeners in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, Israel.
all
yeah,
right.
Shout out
like
to
some of
y'all,
them,
man.
I couldn't pronounce it. Like,
I had to look at a map. Oh wow,
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Great stuff, guys.
I mean, me and franchise know you from football. We know that you have a great history in football, especially in the Bahamas, from like where we know you. Do you feel that American football has prepared you for this role, and if so, how?
I won't say American football has prepared me for this role. Leadership is something that I always had a knack for, but I'm a type person where persons run to lead.
Yes.
I'm a type person. You know what? Give this person a chance. Give this person an opportunity. And when the next man is up, let's see what he does with it. But in addition to American football, I think it has given me a much, I guess, added value to what it is I have already. Because I mean, persons could have either played football or not played football and still operate in this role efficiently. It's up to you to, okay, I'm going to take on this role as commissioner, or I'm going to take on this role as president, or what's not. It's up to you to put yourself in that role. Do your research. Talk to the players. do what you have to do to get you up the standard and up to par. You don't have to be, for example, I don't think, quote unquote, the current commissioner of the NFL has been playing football before. I think it was something, he may have been around it. But if someone said, hey, listen, this is a role for you, Matrix. This is a role for you, franchise. I've never done this role before, but you know what? By the start of this role, I'm going to know everything about this guy.
Yeah.
And just the type of person I am. I have never been a commissioner before, but by the start of it, I'm going to be rolling. And by the end of it, God's will, I'm going to be like, damn, this nigga, So it's all about how you perceive yourself. A lot of persons are kind of lax. They choose not to get down and dirty and do work. That's not my character. So, and to answer your question, American football has been a value added to my, I guess my tool belt, whereas people be like, okay, this box check off, he played football, he get a clear understanding, boom, boom, boom. It just gives you that added benefit. But really and truly, man, the role right now should be a plug and play. You should be able to do the same thing I'm doing without having any football knowledge. But at the end of the day, I expect you or whoever it is, to dive into football, get a clear, I guess, concise of what it is and be the best you can be. Not everybody leaves the same.
Agreed.
That goes back to what you were saying when you say he was a roadie. And that's why you honestly love sports. Sports, I don't want to say it makes you a leader, but it like broadcasts the leadership traits that you could possess. Either you could be a follower, you could be a leader playing sports. You agree with that statement?
100%. And for the game of football, even though it's a team sport, at the end of the day, like you say, you prefer, you want to get under defensive ends or defensive tackles' skin, and you want them to talk back to you. It's up to them to be, I guess, so grounded in their way of their skill level that, hey, you know what? That's not my game. I'm not going to buy into that, but I can just dominate this guy from the line. And at the end of the 0-0, after the 60 minutes is over, he's going to come and shake me up. Good damn game.
Yeah.
So it's up to you as an individual. Like, you got to know how you fight. I can't come in the ring and be like, dude, this dude is fighting like this. Let me adjust this. You haven't been working that style of fighting.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people go wrong. They listen to the noise. They don't put their blinders on. Dude, you've been tooling. You've been practicing for this moment. You finally get this moment. Why are you going to throw it away?
You can throw away your game plan.
You see something. No, you ever standing out. You shouldn't watch no faces. Yeah. That's a true.
That's true. I mean, the good part about it is I keep hearing you talk about, being involved with the teams. That is key, especially as a commissioner. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you say it should be a plug and play. It should be a plug and play when you're actually committed to doing what you need to do. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I feel that's first things first. You have to connect with the league itself. When I say the league, the team managers, the teams, the players, so you can actually see, let them guide you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You lead, but they guide you whilst leading. You know what I mean? So that's key. You know what I mean? So I applaud you with that. Go ahead with the next question, Colin.
We know you had a hand in sand wars with El Presidente Tito, right? Mm-hmm. How has you all's previous, I guess, collaboration or alliance, how has that helped prepared you for this role for this upcoming season and beyond? Because I didn't say, I predicted it. You doing 10 years as commissioner.
Wow.
Yeah. That sounds like a sentence.
That's a great job. I have confidence in you.
It's 5 terms.
Two things. First things first, I just want to correct something you say. I didn't, for the record, I have no vested interest in Sound Wars.
Okay.
So if anybody's listening to me under the sound wave, I have no vested interest.
Okay.
I'm just the type of person, anyone who knows me, they know they could call on me and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm working on. What do you think? What's your thoughts? Help me brainstorm. Help me bring this to light. So when you guys see me involved in Sound Wars or you see me out there, anything, that's somebody calling me. That's
you just support.
Hey, listen, I need you. Boom, I got you. And that goes right back based on what? Relationships.
Yes. At
the end of the day, you be like, hey, bro, something's going on. I need you here. Can you do it? Okay, let me check my schedule. I'm there. Because I've been in those positions before where I was, damn, I'm handicapped in this area. I need someone to help me. So I know what that is. So I just want to set the record straight to let people know there's no quote unquote horse in the race. I have no ties in Sound Wars. I'm just the type of person. I see your dream. I want to be a part of getting it off, and I'm there to contribute 100%. I haven't take any resources, any money, anything from that. And even if it was given to me, that's not my style. Because I believe that at the end of the day, the goal is I'm a true footballer. I love the game of football. Still do. you know, and if it's anything contributing to anything, whereas with football and helping young people or even this organization around it, I'm there 100%. And second of all, your second question was, I think you would say.
Boy, I can't remember. Because you didn't throw me for a loop with that.
No, man. I just want to set that.
I want to say, how did your relationship help? Like, because you all know each other for a long time. You all play together. How do you feel that will benefit you moving forward as a role as commissioner?
Well, you mean with the president?
Tito, yeah.
I mean, for right now, the president know how I thinks. Okay. He know what I don't like.
I could tell you that.
You understand what I'm saying? I know how he thinks.
Yes.
And if it's something that I don't agree with, no, I don't agree with it. I think we need to rethink that respectfully, you know, and like vice versa. And those moments come from being in the trenches. I'm sure that's a word you're familiar with. You know, in the trenches, you know, 10, 15 years ago, coming into the league, you know, as rookies and so forth. I mean, I think he would have met me 2 years earlier coming in and, you know, just gravitating, practicing together, off, on, all those things. So that right there, I know what his standard is, and he kind of knows what my standard is.
Okay.
You know, when it comes down to, for example, quote unquote, the league right here, I believe in utmost excellence. And the only way to get a person, an organization to another level is to up the excellence. That means to hold people at a high, not you mentioned about holding commission in the offices at a level of accountability. Mm-hmm. Now, it's vice versa now. We're going to hold the players to a level of accountability. Meaning that these are the policies and guidelines that govern the league, that govern players. Yeah. And the goal and the expectancy is we expect you to walk this line. Don't jump the line and jump back in. Because if you jump the line and jump back in, there's no need for you to call me or send me email. These are the guidelines for you. Hop in the line. You know, that's just how I am. Straight, fair is fair.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, okay, I stole from this shop, but I return it. I can't get no jail time.
Yeah.
You broke the law. You step over the line.
That's what it is. Yes, that's what it is.
So, I mean, it's fair. If you want to be fair about it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know that before you commit the crime. So
absolutely.
Here's what it is, you know.
But from the outside looking in, right? Mm-hmm. From last season, season before that, outside looking in, it appeared that the commissioner's office and the administration, I mean the president's office, they weren't on even plane. Like they wasn't even on the same planet a lot of times. Wow. How could I say this? How do you plan on fixing this to make sure the commissioner's office and the president's office and his team are on one accord?
Well, for right now, the commissioner's office is myself. I'm trying to get 2 other individuals who are football knowledge and football worthy to come on board to kind of backfill for me so we can rub, I guess, iron sharpens iron. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the only way moving forward, gentlemen, is for both offices to move cohesively and operate as a unit is to actually spend time together. Off the field, on the field. Either if it calls creating a group, we're meeting up once a week. We going, we're brushing off new ideas, brushing on new ideas, old ideas, and so forth. That's the only way for an office to move forward, you know, cohesively. So at the same time, in order to get somewhere, you have to first put one foot in front of the other. You can't expect to go this way and this office is going that way. It won't work. Yeah. You know, and also, and the fact that you guys realize and saw that, you know, it shows you how easily, you know, people could be broken and disenfranchised and people could see it. So the goal is right now from this office to work very closely, which, you know, I will be doing, work very closely with the executive team and making sure that, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show is that institutions bigger than myself. So if you take me out, take you out, take whoever out, we can put new persons in it and the institution still thrive. So that's the goal of the commissioner's office and for at this moment moving forward.
Okay. So with that said, changes. You want to share some of the changes that you and your team, well, for now, your office, I'll say your office because you haven't formed your team as yet, but you and your office plan to bring this season?
Well, I'm a huge proponent of structure. I believe that when there's structure in place, not saying that there isn't any structure at the moment, but when there's a structure in place and you disseminate that structure to whether it's the league, the teams, the coaches, whoever, that it'll be easier for persons to follow suit. It's just like giving you a blueprint to start a podcast. You know, you guys could take that and give it to someone else. It'll be easy. You already been through the wars. So for that being said, like right now, we have 1 or 2 things. Like I said, I was discussing with the president today. He's back and forth. And quote unquote, one of the major things that I ran with when I heard I got the news, I said, okay, no problem. We need to set the record straight regarding the referee situation, I had a conversation with the head ref a few weeks ago, and I was like, listen, man, I prefer you to wear one hat. I prefer you to wear one hat. I prefer you to be focused in an area. I understand you may be the most skilled individual here in terms of, refereeing the game, but at the same time, in order for the league to grow, in order for persons to take us serious, we must first exhibit the traits of growth. We must first exhibit the traits of being things to be taken serious. So those are that's a big key. And we've been working on that with President, like myself and on his end. And I myself have been calling persons of, hey, listen, I know you're not in the past. Listen, we don't have these quote unquote referee situations that you could reach up to this individual. And so that's a big thing. I heard that. And I also went about and I talked to one or two persons who were also played in the league and either they're playing now, played in the past, and want to get involved. And that's always been an Achilles heel there on this end. So for me, I really would like to have that situation solved for one thing. Second thing, and it's something in the works, having control and making it visible in terms of clockwise, timekeeping and all that stuff, And
probably game plan your plays with the coach.
Yeah, and also if I throw a flag on you, the audience or player side should know who the flag was on. Hey, Holden, number 81, so forth. I think that's something that, because people be like, oh, that's a flag. That was a flag. So these are, so when you look at the end, when you look at college or what's not, you see these things happening. So it shouldn't be the reason why we can't take those things and plug them in. These simple things, But yet, sometimes the simple things are very difficult to implement.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, especially the ref part. To tell the truth, it goes back to what the president said, Tito said. The leader should always train someone to take his place.
Yes,
because at the end of the day, I mean, if you don't train anybody, what's going to happen is you're going to have to start from scratch again.
Yeah.
When you decide that you're going to step down or, you just don't want to do it anymore. So you got to start from scratch because that person now have to do it themselves. They got to bring it from the bottom up again, Whereas if you was training them the whole time, you would have it. And the sad thing is, the two better refs right now, one is a player, one is a coach. The same team. Where does that leave us as a league? Not saying that they call bias, but let's be real, we're all human. If you're my boss and you're playing a game, or let's say you have a fight against him. When it comes down to the 50-50 calls, you can get my call every time. You understand what I'm saying? That's just human nature. And it's nothing against them because, don't get me wrong, I think they do an awesome job of trying to separate it. But at the same time, it's very hard. And then, at times, you might make a call that I feel like, hey, it's borderline. So now I'm saying, oh, you only call that because of this. The president can tell you what to do on our team. The Lions saved them for years because, we felt it was our year, and he made a call that cost us,
a late call.
Yeah, a very late call. It was borderline made, but at the end of the day, it was late. So because he was in that position to call it, and after talking to me, his thing was, he wanted to call it in the beginning, and he's like, if he call it, what's going to be said? But if you don't call it, what's going to be said? Yeah. So that will cause his flag came late. At the end of the day, either way, because you're in that position and you're a coach of a team, that's going to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where the conflict comes. At the end of the day, maturity helps us to realize that, hey, at the end of the day, it ain't only him that calls us. It's the actual players and it's the actual coaches. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with the refs. Now, they sometimes they can manipulate the game, because, like, championship game, like, we scored 3 times. And then on the 4th time when he's about to score, I ran the ball in, got in my chest, 3 fractured ribs, and a concussion. Now, we lose the game because I can't function properly anymore as a quarterback. It's a whole play because the first touchdown wasn't called. So it's just stuff like that. But again, I can be real with you. I would say this to you, and I would say this to you. Let's try and limit those international referees. Even if they come, let's let them come in to train referees here. Because it makes no sense we bring them in every year, spending thousands of dollars for them to come here and do the same thing that our refs here could do. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've been schooled by the international refs and the refs here. So for me to say that, it just shows that, the referee's a referee. It's all how much training you have,
So would you say, in reference to that scenario you just painted just now, would you say that the referee has a clear-cut idea of how the game works, or would you say that maybe he's used to seeing another level of flag football being played, whereas players are a little more physical than most others, or so forth?
That too. Because when we first went to the States to play in Orlando, that year was rough for us. After the first game, everyone taking ice baths, Epsom salt,
like you're playing contact.
Yeah, it's just contact with no pads, and we're not used to that here. And that's before we even started the stiff arm and 4-point stand and stuff like that. You know what I mean? As a quarterback, I remember rolling out the pocket, and the dude literally lift me, drove me in the ground 5 yards, drove me in the ground tackle. You know what I mean?
Awesome, yeah.
And then he came up with the flag, and the ref was like, play ball. We're not used to that. You understand what I'm saying? So now, for them to come over here, it's hard to adjust. Likewise, when we go over there, and I'm hoping we get to the same rules they have over there. I'll say that.
So, and thinking about that now and trying to visualize all of that, it goes right back to if international refs were to come, it would be great for, quote unquote, the office of the commissioner as well as the office of the executive team to say, listen, this is how we play ball here. Not saying that we are, quote unquote, less physical or what's not, but we don't do this. We don't power drive the whatever in the ground. Because, quote, if you're looking at contact, that's kind of illegal now. You can't even do that in the league.
Yes,
you know? So these conversations, a buffer would should have needed to be had with those guys prior to them coming out. And I definitely agree with you, meaning that if monies are going to be spent with bringing in international help, that money could be spent by finding bodies to, hey, listen, we want to coach, we want to teach you how to become a ref, become official, and it's left to be said too, because finding these persons to commit their time and effort is not so easy sometimes. But that's not a problem for the players. That's a problem for I guess, the executive and upper management. So that's just me looking at both sides of the coin, in reference to that situation right there. But like I say, a conversation like that was supposed to always be out with new persons coming in. This is how we do business here. This is how we do things in Rome.
Agreed.
Regardless of you trying to, all right.
And I can promise you that wasn't happening.
No.
And if it was, they wasn't taking heed to it, because at the end of the day, so let me ask you this one question, and then I'll leave it like this. Holding on the offensive line, how do you mark the yardage, and what's the down? Is it a replay or a loss of downs, and what's the yardage?
In contact football or in flag?
In any football.
So in contact, from what I gathered, from what I remembered, if he holds me,
yes,
that's what 10, 15 yard penalty.
That's a 10 yard.
10 yards.
Repeat the down.
Repeat the down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how we got screwed over was we lost 10 yards, and it was a loss of downs. Which in no, I
shout
never
out to
heard
Leish.
that.
Shout out to Leish.
I heard that in never in no PV, no flag,
it's a loss of down,
and
you lose it.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
I never heard that ever.
So they just make that up then. Or
he did
again. He did. Yeah, and again, and what happened? No, this is the international ref called this.
Wow.
And the thing was,
who was head judge at that time, or head ref at that time?
International ref. And
so
what got
was
to me
our
was
people?
So the thing it was,
they was scared.
Radley was on the sideline. He said the same thing happened to them, but obviously he was a coach at the time, and now he's on the sideline of our game, so he really can't get involved. And the president was called, which should never happen during a game.
No.
My thing was, all I was saying to them was, hey, we throw a challenge flag. A challenge flag, so you went with a challenge flag, you could challenge the yardage and the down. You cannot challenge the play itself. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So, because it was a loss of down and 10 yards, it's either or. You can't give us all two.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I would think
so now we throw the flag. All I'm saying, hey, I told him, I say, only thing I want right now, to show me it in black and white, and then you win the case. I throw my challenge flag. They beat around the bush, tell them they run the game, whatever they say. And then they call the president. The president then said, yeah,
Whatever
that's
you
what
say.
it is. So now, first things first, I didn't even know if that's the president because I don't know a voice over the phone. I ever spoke to her over the phone. So you could have called anyone. You could have called your wife and the wife could tell you this.
This is the president.
This during the game. And this is the president of the league. And that's like, and I'm like, hold on. I'm not asking the president. You should have a cheat sheet to say what the yardage is and all these stuff. And if you don't have that, and especially if you're not from here. So
Yeah.
when I started playing with the Jets, everywhere you go, it's a different route tree. So it varies anyhow. First thing I do is when I get the route tree, I buy an armband, put inside there. So whenever you call it,
Should, yeah.
it's called a cheat sheet.
Yeah,
so the referees should have the same thing.
I totally agree, especially if you're out of town refs playing in.
And that's why I said, if Colm asks me for something to eat, instead of feeding him, I'll teach him how to fish. So he can feed himself whenever he wants to. So that's what I'm saying. If you guys decide to bring in international wrestling,
What if I hungry now, though?
huh?
What if I hungry now?
I still can teach you how to fish.
Sometimes people tend to do. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I mean, I'm just generalizing it. To make things look good. So people want to get other persons included in it. But like I say, quote unquote, in a situation like that, I prefer to have persons train home. Because it's better. You understand. I've been watching this guy all year. I've been watching him all year. I know he has a tendency to hold on the fourth down when he's in the gas. So he will pull a little bit and so forth.
Yeah.
So this is a championship game. I can't let him get away with it. I may have let him get away with it maybe once or twice. That's for the nature of the game. But hey, this championship, I got to call everything. I got to call at least 99% of calls. I may miss one or two, but it won't be anything crucial. And if it's a crucial call, it needs to be rectified then. There's no need to call the president during the game. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I don't understand how it was done in the past, but right now, if I were there, how I would have done it is like, okay, we bring in 4 out of down refs. Sit them down. We have a meeting before. Let them know, hey, listen, how do you play? What do you do? And see, and a lot of people don't want to do logistics. A lot of people don't want to put that work in. But at the end of the day, that less work, what did that cost you? Championship game.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, that's something you will never forget.
I have one question now that we was talking about this, right? I know the NFL for sure, the NBA for sure. If they miss a call, they would come back the following day and say, yeah, we admit that we missed this particular call on this play at this time. Do you think that's a good thing for the BFFL to come like the next day and say the referees missed this call?
Well, really and truly, I think it's still a growing league. We don't even have play-by-play replay right now. We're still trying to get the clock situation, the referee situation, on point. So in that situation right there, nobody ever wants to admit they were wrong. Nobody ever, lack of a better word, I don't know if kids are listening, nobody want to say they blank up.
Yeah.
So in that situation there, it shows good faith to the players. It shows good faith to the league and even the audience. We can't forget the most important people who come to see us.
Yeah.
The audience, because you have some people out there that watch football, so they understand. And when they see those things, hey, but hold on, So in a situation like that, I think it's only fair that if a call was missed, that it was either documented by either myself or an assistant commissioner or somebody else who's operating in a help role to say, hey, listen, you know what? On second quarter or so-and-so, this play, there was a huge hole in the quarterback or somebody I think they missed that call. Let's talk amongst ourselves, reach out to your coach, or whoever coach it is, say, listen, we missed the call. We do apologize. We're going to get better. And I have I'm a huge proponent of rather than running from the problem and letting it enhance and getting gigantic, address the problem. When you address a problem and a situation straight at the block, it diffuses it before it even metastasizes into something major. Yeah. So that is how I see that situation could have been, No game is perfect, not even the
Nobody,
professional.
be human.
Yeah, I mean,
But show faith that, hey, we're working towards getting better.
Yeah.
Until we get play by play.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, NBA have the worst replay ever. They just go to replay and still get it wrong. I mean, the NFL do it too, but the NBA more consistent with it. I mean, but the thing is just gain the trust of the people. Because I can be real. I mean, even if you sell me a dream, telling me we can get better, even if you all do it again next week, I can rely and say, you know what, man, let me call Commish, man. You understand? We can have a conversation. Yeah. But now if you ignore my call and you let's play the game. Now you don't have my trust. So now what's going to happen is, again, remember I tell you, it's how you deal with situations. So if I can't get your attention here, I'm going to get it there.
See, and one thing you don't want, and very important, I want everybody listening to me, you don't want to lose player confidence. Once you lose player confidence in anything, whether it's flag football, it's contact football, whatever sport it is you're doing, that's it. Players can start to dismantle their mental thought away from the rules and the governing bodies of the game. So that one thing right there is a major no. Player confidence is very important. So you want to be able to know that, hey, I'm going in to play this team. I don't want to call no team because I don't know anything about them, but we know they have a tendency of doing this. But I'm confident enough that, you know what? These calls are going to get called today.
Yeah.
Or if anything is missed, they're going to document it, and a rep is going to reach out to my coach and say, listen, Matrix, call him, or whoever your head coach is, we do apologize for that call. Yeah. And we're going to do better. Rather than, pretending nothing happened, look in the sky, throw your hand up.
Just say, shut up and play.
So player confidence is major in this gear. And the player confidence is what is going to propel the league to the next level.
Yeah.
You won't believe that it's incumbent on you guys. You guys dictate where this league goes. They're coming to see you. They ain't coming to see commissioners and presidents.
Really?
They're coming to see you guys put on the show. Once again, it goes right back, and I'm going to say this: it's incumbent on each and every player to make sure they're operating in the best of themselves. And making sure that whoever name it is you're wearing that's sponsoring you, you're representing that.
That's the brand. The brand, yeah.
There's something in college of NCAA now. We're seeing NIL, and we take that for light over here. And for me, name, image, and likeness of the Bahamas Flag Football League is major, because here it is. I see this guy, dude. I don't want to talk about me, but I just want to throw this out there. I remember when I first started playing with the Jets a long time ago, and there used to be this guy who was doing contact football with little kids. He used to drive a Dallas Cowboy van. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know his name.
Bullet.
And when boy was balling back then, doing one or two little things. I remember, I kid you not, the kids used to come and they used to watch. He used to bring them to watch on the sideline. And you won't believe, dude, up to this day, one or two of those, dude, you remember me, man? I'm like, no, I don't remember you, kid. I said, what up? What's going on? I used to watch you play. I said, really? Yeah. Man, you inspired me. You used to carry on like this and you used to do that. And I'd be like, I don't even remember what this dude talking about. I just remember the Dallas Cowboys. You have the big logo on it. But I remember he used to bring the kids and we used to shake their hand. He used to put on the helmet and all that stuff. So I said to say this, they watching. So the players, the players are the most important piece of this puzzle here. We can't have you, we need you to be respectful and responsible as well. Because in order to open those doors and go in those places that right now the league has yet to even go, it's going to be y'all. We could set up meeting this and that, bring it to this level.
It'll be them.
It's up to the players. So we can need to draft you in front office as well. So it's going to be the players. So if I come to you, Matrix, and I say, hey, listen, man, your conduct wasn't the best, but you know what? You know what it is you do. You're responsible enough. I don't have to call you out. You know what it is you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I come to you and say, listen, you ain't supposed to be putting that little thing in your mouth. You're wearing the team logo. You're a designated area, go that way. This is up to you guys. Because I've heard some people say, you know what, I can't go with that, but they be doing this, they be doing that. So it's all about changing that narrative.
Make it more a family environment.
Yeah, because we want to go in places that it's never been before. Like I said, and I truly applaud my predecessors for doing their endeavor best to getting it here. But it's up to us to take it to the next level. And we have to work together. You work the front office work with you guys and go to the next level, And that goes for both male and female teams, because everybody has a role to play.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, is there anything else, before we close out that you want to say to fans out there listening. I guess. No, I mean not guess, but yeah, the players, the you know, I mean, whoever it is, you know, the team leaders, whoever.
Well, I mean, I just want to say this, you know, this is the only football we have left in the country, and sometimes
yeah, plenty soccer.
Not football, American football, you know, not football, but really and truly, I see this going to another level, man. I heard conversations about perhaps maybe Olympics talk and this and that, and
the 5-on-5.
I don't know how fact it is, you know. But think about this: would you give your son or your daughter, who just turned 16, your nice car to drive? Would you give them a Ferrari?
I mean,
would you take? Hold on. Would you take them? Would you take out a mortgage or loan to rent out a whole penthouse for them to have a 16th birthday party, and you've never had a 16th birthday party in your life, and you're the adult?
That's real.
I mean, I agree. I mean, it's according to my insurance with. But I mean, how do you
I said
joking?
This, you know, I like to use scenarios. In order for this body to go to that level, we have to start change the way we think, change the way we go about business. You understand? And that's some of the things, some of the old cats back then when I started playing football, even though we were playing under some extreme conditions, it's just a go. You talk about Rocket early in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you've never seen, he's a guy, he goes about business. That's him, you know, at the end of the day, after, hey, what's up, man? Great game, man. Great game, you know what I mean? Hey, good hit, man. Good hit. You know, it's about going about business, not taking it personal. And in order to get to that level, we have to first transcend the way we think, we go about business and how we do things. And to be honest with you, if it's not this generation, it's going to be the second generation. And keep in mind, like I told you about those kids, they're watching you, bro. You QB, and everybody wants to be a QB. They ain't watching O linemen and D linemen.
We the one who's get the chicks, boy.
Yeah.
O line, boy. O line, D line.
So I said it to say this. You know, it's incumbent upon us to exhibit the utmost excellency, man. It starts right now.
Yeah.
You know. It starts right now.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
Well, before we really head out, man, we have to mention the training thing.
Oh yeah. You have that info, right?
Yeah, you have it up.
Go ahead.
Well, this from Radley, right?
No, Tito.
Oh, it's from El Presidente. They are having a training on Thursday at 6:30 to 8:30 on Thursday.
Thursday, 6:30, 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30. Mm-hmm. Where exactly?
I think they had one last week.
The TAR Stadium, the old TAR
the old
Stadium.
Sports Center. Well, the flag is played like 2 years ago.
It's being played there this year also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's solid.
Yeah.
And then also I know tomorrow, Thursday as well, 5:30 to 6:30, having a coaches clinic.
Yeah.
Coaches and a referees clinic, I think.
Yeah. Everything is referee.
Yeah, referees clinic.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you know anybody, I mean, and you guys out there listening, if you know somebody, male, female, I mean, come out. I
could be a referee. I don't even call the female games, though.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I don't... Listen, I heard there were maybe conversation in the works too, having like a little player of the year award for individuals, and this is I think I don't know they were just brainstorming it. Like I say, I don't want to speak too soon, and I don't want to put my but player of the award is going to be in similarity of they have the big man of the year award. So rather than saying that, we're probably going to player of the year award because we have female players as well. But this award is going to be, in similarity of what's your brand, what you're doing on and off the field, how you carry yourself, and so forth. It would be great if you have persons who are interested in accolades.
I ready to play just so I could win that way.
And it goes way beyond just playing. What are you doing on and off the field?
And not what your work make you do either.
And what I love so much about this era of social media is that you could build your brand, even though you're playing for what it is, who it is you're playing for, and you may, in another person's eyes, you're a professional. Hey, listen, this me showing up in my uniform. I ain't giving you tips on master class, but showing up in your uniform. Hey, listen, I come here to serve the elders. I'm gonna be here for 2 hours. My name is so and so.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So we're still trying to put play in motion of how we're gonna do it. But we, like I mentioned early in the beginning, we're trying to foster that culture of giving back. When you give back, you give me a reason to open my pocketbooks to you. Just give back.
Agreed.
So this is a chance for every individual. If that's something you're big on and going out there, is that something been doing now, or you want to get into? Start doing it now. If you're affiliated, and don't just do it because you won the award, but it should be something in your repertoire. Either you have a business or any form of that.
I mean, we have to do better too, because I mean, well, we do give back, but it's just sad that our sponsors are bar. So we give back to the bar.
No. I mean, in that situation, it doesn't.
I mean, I just said jokingly, but I mean, I agree. I mean, so I'll say this much. We've been proxying and stapling for years. I mean, we have a close relationship with the community,
which is great.
And we have a very close.
The one Stapleton,
we have a very close relationship with them. We help with them. We do. I think that was last year. We did. We did a back to school give back and stuff like that. So
15, 20 kids.
we do that.
That's
You know what I
great.
mean?
School supplies, yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, we don't put it out there.
Yeah,
but,
we
you
do
know
it
what I mean?
for the right reason.
Yeah.
We ain't doing it for likes and stuff.
I mean,
So-
which is fine, which is great, which is great, guys. But in fact,
but I mean, we encourage everybody else to do it. You know what I mean? It's always that's always the way. I mean, again, but you don't have to look. I always encourage. I mean, do it from the bottom of your heart. Don't just do it just to say, well, hey, I want to get something in return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just I mean, let's be real. I always say this before closing out. I'll say this much: the problem with society today is the men. And I stand on that because at the end of the day, it takes us to be in the homes, takes us to take the kids off the streets. You know what I mean? We just want to go about our business and be like, oh, yeah, well, that's a rude little boy running on the road, whatever. You ain't checking.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you pull him aside and say, hey, what's really going on with you? I mean, hey, let's go on to basketball. Challenge a basketball game if you see like basketball. You understand what I'm saying? Why don't you do that? You could be mentoring him, talking to him. Now he's looking up to you. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Instead, him going around the corner and see the guy who's on the street smoking and be like, oh, the dude, give him, hey, put this in your pocket, one little $50. Next thing you know, he in school selling drugs. Whereas you could be mentoring him, telling him, hey, bro, at the end of the day, hey, this is how you can make money. Why don't go to super while you work? Why don't go, you understand what I'm saying? Like, take them out the street instead of just talking about them. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I
agreed.
I grew up with, I always say two fathers. You know what I mean? My old mom was living in Nassau. I was living in Lutra. My stepdaddy did an awesome job. I gave him hell. I expected him to quit a long time. Like, I gave him hell. I mean, to the point where whatever it is, I do to get on his nerve. You understand what I'm saying? And I always rebel. But he never gave up. And, I mean, I'm not perfect, but, I'm not a couple doors up the road. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not 6 feet. So at the end of the day, I mean, he did an awesome job, and I, thank him for that. But who knows? I mean, I could be even doing this. You know what I mean? You could be saying this on the podcast, and someone just come across and be like, you know what? That's true. Why not let me start a podcast? Why not let me go out there and play football? You understand what I'm saying? One of the guys who one of the rookies, I asked him how you heard about the Lions. He said he used to play for the same Lorenzo Bullet, the Cowboys.
There you go.
I looking at him like,
how long ago was that? Long time.
The first time I ever set foot on a football field was with Lorenzo. First time.
Were you?
Yeah, 2002.
You probably is one of them kids watching the game.
I know about that.
Action autograph.
Yeah, I ain't too far behind. I'll leave it like that. So,
Dude,
But he grew up on the island. He grew up on the island, so you're like 3 years behind him.
2 years and all right.
3 years with him. But I mean, he got me into it. You know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I encourage everyone to give back. That's what it is. But
and that situation you mentioned with you guys being strong in the stapling community, listen, I challenge you, both yourself and the team, to do this. Take it a little step further, in reference to deeply diving into those communities, because I've been there when they have soccer dudes. I've seen kids travel and walk over Malo Butler Highway to come there to play soccer, because I think that's where they play. And I challenge you guys to say, you know what? Let's really dive into this community. And if you start to do that, the smaller things, if you start now, the day is February, 18, 19, whatever. 18. If you start today, by the middle of your season, you will be having probably be busing people, kids and their families to these games. That's how it starts. Because the next generation of Matrixes and the Columbus's, they want to come out there and watch you. Keep in mind now, apart from watching football on television, kids don't really watch this in real time. So you're going to be the closest thing they see. But in order to get that, I'm sure if you go knock on those doors and go, mommy, you're playing this, me and so, this our team. We want little Max Johnny. Who knows? She might be having the same issue with Max Johnny. And you mentioned your stepdad. Listen, sometimes some people just need some different faces to correct these little.
Agreed.
I'm telling you. So I challenge you guys to take it a little step further. Anybody else who are possibly doing the same thing, and it may be a long process, but that's the right process. That's going to lead to better citizens, better young men of society, persons getting actively engaged, wanting to be out there, wanting to play sport. What you want to do when you grow up, bro? You want to get on a flag football team. And guess what's going to happen? Your guys going to born a junior out of that. Junior Lions.
And then especially playing football too, what I could do, that could take away some of the aggression and just negative energy these people possess as well.
Agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it starts with that. So I challenge you guys, think about it. You don't have to listen to it, but think about it. I challenge you. It's
that's a good challenge.
You know what I mean?
That's a good
Because
challenge.
could you imagine you guys out there practicing and there's at least 100 young girls, boys watching you, moms, dad, and from what I like about that park, it's kind of open. So I can open up my back door, sit down, and hey, these guys playing tonight. Okay, let me see this. Let me see how good, So you guys are in a perfect spot to really, get that going. So, yeah, man. So that's that, man. I really appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure having you.
How you just come? You trying to take over? You trying to close over our show?
I'm sorry.
But you really
Don't call me Haji.
That's why he fired LT,
we fired quick.
Joking, man.
But Kendall, real talk. We really appreciate you coming through, making it known, and just letting us know what to expect, boy. Because at least you came on the show. Other people were scared to come on the show.
No, man.
Other people are still scared to come on the show. So,
Lord.
dog, I lie?
No, you ain't lying.
I lie. Well, but we can't wait. Like I say, the feet can be hold to the fire.
Hold it, man. Hold it.
And you can do the same for
Vice
us.
versa.
Yeah.
If you feel like we ain't doing what we need to be doing and holding these other teams responsible.
Let's just wait together.
We don't just we don't just critique and criticize the league, We just critique these teams for doing a bunch of foolishness too,
Yeah.
Like people who can't on bad and cussing and they know they ain't doing and they can't on bad and kids at the field. Like you say, the BFFL is the product that we are trying to sell.
Yeah. And there's definitely I know we're at the tail end, there's definitely going to be a zero tolerance to that, man.
Yeah.
And we're trying to encourage player confidence, but at the same time, we're trying to get persons to come and dedicate their time.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid to come on here and ref and anybody talking spit to me, but hey.
Yeah.
So like I said, guys, anytime you get my number, give me a shout. Hey, listen.
Yeah, man. I mean, vice versa. I mean, if you feel that you want to get a message out to the people, I mean, also, I mean, if you feel like, hey, you want to do a press conference where we go live and, you want to have them bring the questions in, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, hey, we can do that also. You know what I mean? Live press conference. Right. And you don't have to, you have an awesome producer. He
shout out to 88 season.
I mean, we need an engineer though, because I've been watching Culver for over an hour trying to fix his mic.
I want the people see. I want the people see me. I will be seeing.
We gotta get an engineer.
Or some WD-40 this thing.
So we just do it the wrong way, but I was showing in front of people. But close us out, man.
So we are gone.
Yeah. Help me out, man.
See you guys at the field.